are live right here po dito sa 899 Action Center. Linggo na naman. Masayang usapan to itong linggo na po. Ito. Yan, kasi po yung ating guest, ako nakaka-starstruck. Okay, before natin simulan yung ating chikahan, I will just write to you the disclaimer. All the content in this video or channel are for academic purposes only or discussion and should not be treated as an advice. This channel is not intended to attract prospective clients or to solicit professional or contractual engagements. Yan po, gaya po nasabi ko kanina, nakaka-starstruck. Guest po natin she has more than 10 years of cake decorating experience, no? She got her training in US and Canada in the most prestigious cake schools. Her bakery is the best known here dito sa Winnipeg. It's Filipino flavored cakes and specialized fondant work. She is the team leader of Team Jingle Bakes, the girl behind the Paw Express Cargo Cake, the champion of Food Network Canada's the Big Bake Holiday Competition. With joy and pride, the head cake artist of Sugar Blooms, Miss Nikki Mallari. May palakpak pa. Next, thank you for coming.
Thank you po.
Ayan, thank you sa yung time. Alam ko busy ka sa bakery. Napag-ulakan niyo po kami dito sa 899 Action Center. Ayan po. Ready?
Yes, ready.
Okay. Short and sweet lang ito ating program today. Alright, since alam po natin, nanalo po sila sa Food Network na competition noon. And again, very proud po tayo dito sa Winnipeg at meron po tayong from Sugar Blooms na nag-represent sa Food Network, no other than Miss Nikki Mallari. And po, may mga katanungan lang po tayo para sa kanya po, mga throwback questions lang. Okay. Next, first question. Take us through the selection process of the Big Cake Holiday Show. Paano kayo na-select? Ayan.
There was a producer po nag-reach out through email.
Mm-hmm.
At first, we thought it was a joke.
Uh-huh.
Because the way they emailed, there's the Food Network logo and the link to the show. And I know the judges, they're very, very up there na judges talaga. So I told my mom, is this a joke? Is this a prank? Baka fake.
Uh-huh.
And then they emailed again. So mom said, why don't you reply and see what it's about? You won't know until you know. So we did. And then after that, I talked to the producer and she described what the show is about, etc., etc. And like, we'd love for you to join our show. I said, okay. Just yun po. After that, they set us up with an interview. We did a screen test. We submitted our headshots. There were a lot of requirements, paperwork, etc. And then next thing you know, may ticket na po kami. We're flying out to the show. It was a very quick process po. And then to find out later na not all of the competitors were invited. They had to apply po. But it was very, I guess, humbling na they invited us po to join.
Napaka-humble naman.
Yeah. Yun po.
So, ganun po yung naging basically naging contestant kayo.
Yes.
Kayo yung kinontak.
Yes po.
Tapos siguro for sure nagkaroon sila ng background check. Sa galing po ninyo.
Po. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sa pagbibake. And you're the team leader of Team Jingle Bakes. How did you assemble your team with Geraldine and Erica?
Yeah.
Yung mic like that. Yan.
At Geraldine and Erica, they work part-time at the bakery as cake artists. So when I was thinking of a team, I was like, who else would I mean, of course, I'm going to ask them to join my team because, just being at the bakery together, our teamwork is I think we have very great teamwork. And also at the same time, we're all friends. We're all very close. So Geraldine even said once this is going to really test our friendship because, of course, it's going to be, high stress, etc. But no, I wouldn't have thought of anybody else to join my team but those two.
Yeah. At least kasi katrabaho mo na sila, magaan na.
Yes.
Kabisado nyo na yung bawat mata pa lang, kikita kayo, alam mo na.
That's exactly.
Alam mo na yung gagawin mo.
Yes, opo, exactly.
Bakit Team Jingle Bakes? What's the story behind it?
Actually, they assigned that name to us.
Sino? Food Network?
Yes po. We pitched like names we wanted. But on the day of, they said, you guys are Team Jingle Bakes. We're like, okay.
Akala pa naman talagang, tayo, Team Jingle Bakes. Then you did a cake. Ano yung pangalan ng cake natin?
So the cake was called Paw Express Cargo. It was based off of a Filipino Christmas. So I wanted, that's the only Christmas that I know. So of course, we're Filipino, right? So growing up, my family specifically, we're the only ones who live abroad. So of course, Christmas time comes around, the balikbayan boxes come out.
Correct.
So I said, okay, how can we make it Filipino Christmas? So balikbayan boxes, and then the theme was Santa Paws. So it had to involve animals in some sort of way. So I said, okay, we have to put a carabao, we have to put a saring manok, we have to put, and then in the rules specifically, they wanted Santa Paws to be featured in some way. So I said, okay, well, Santa Paws is not from the Philippines. He has to be from elsewhere. So why can't he be from Manitoba? So why can't he be a polar bear? Because, we're known for our polar bears, Churchill, right? So I made Santa Paws polar bear.
So ginumbine mo?
Yes po, opo. So we have a piece of Winnipeg in our cake. Yeah.
So combination of Winnipeg, Philippine setting, the parol, box nandun.
Yeah.
Ang galing. Yeah. So lahat sabi mo kanina of the air, it's all edible.
All edible.
Yeah.
It had to be all edible. Yeah. In the rules, it had to be 5 feet tall, 2.5 feet wide. And it had to be all edible. So.
Kwento mo kami sa yung sa studio. Sa studio na food network. Kasi fan rin ako talaga ng mga cooking show, mga bake, mga ganyan. So, ini-imagine ko paano yung feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, yung lighting, the sound, paano yung doon?
Actually, the night before, we had a very early call time. 5 o'clock, we had to be in the lobby of our hotel, ready to go. We didn't sleep that night. And we all had our own hotel rooms, and we would text each, are you still awake? Yes, I'm still. I think maybe we got 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, of course we were very nervous. And then they had vans ready for us, and we're driving to the studio, and our roadie was trying to make us feel comfortable. So okay naman, but as soon as you step into that studio, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so real. There's big cameras, the lights, andito na yung mag-hook up ng microphone, yung sound guys, iba pa yung wardrobe, the hair and makeup, and it was very hectic. Of course, we don't know what to expect.
Correct, yeah.
At the same time, super overwhelming. I was very overwhelmed. Personally, I was very overwhelmed.
Na naman eh.
Yeah, at the same time, you're trying to think of the competition at the back of your head. But they would always tell us on set, just have fun, but keep up the energy. It was very hard. It was very hard. But at the same time, it was very exciting as well.
Pero kinakabahan kayo?
Super.
As into the max?
Super duper. And then even we had never met our competitors until the morning of. So when we met in the lobby, the team leaders from each team, they greeted each other as if they were close friends, hey, so we're just so they know each other. And then they both said, oh yeah, we've been competing against each other for the past 16 years. And we're like, so Mom, they're seasoned competitors. We had no idea. So then I told it to him, shoot, we're the newbies. There's no way we're going to beat them. And then, and this is a story I told it too. I was in the hair and makeup chair, and then somebody had left their paper out with our headshots and who we are, etc. And I glanced, I'm not supposed to glance, but I glanced at the paper and I saw the sketch of whatever of their design. I said, oh shoot, hindi na kaya. Our design is not good enough. So I told the two, Like, I don't know, guys. I feel like all we have to do is just finish. That's it.
Bahala na.
Yeah, bahala na. But Geraldine was the one who was like, no, Ate, we have a chance. We have a fight. She was very positive the whole time. But at that point, I was already feeling discouraged. But we just had to go with it. We can't back out
Nakasubo ka na eh.
Yeah.
No?
Exactly.
How did you prepare? Like mentally, everything, yung preparations yung tatlo, especially team yan eh.
So they gave us the theme beforehand, and then we had to pitch we had to tell them what our idea is, and then we practice and practice and practice and practice. Like we would be at the bakery, and we would run through the whole thing, time ourselves for 5 because they only give you 5 hours.
5 hours lang.
5 hours to finish this cake. You have to bake it. You have to make the fillings. You have to make the icing, decorate everything from scratch. So there was a lot in the final piece that we had to cut out because 5 hours is not a lot of time at all. We practiced a lot of time. Even after our last practice, we were like, okay, we just made it to 5 hours. Pero sige, bahala na, figure it out when we get there. It was a lot of teamwork on our part. Definitely a lot of teamwork.
Pero as a team leader, how did you assign yung assignment nila? Kasi napansin ko, kanya-kanya kayong ginagawa eh. Ano yun?
Each of us have our strengths, and I recognize that. Geraldine's very quick. She's very efficient. She's all about like efficiency. So I assign her all of like the what do you call these? The little detailed tasks. So she made the parole. She made the yung mga very detailed structure, etc.
Yes.
Ate Erica she's an artist. So I assigned her to make the animals because of course they were the feature of our whole cake. She made the taring manok, she made the carabao, she made Santa Paws. And then what was left was baking. I'm not really a baker. I'm more cake decorating.
Yeah.
So my mom had to train me to bake. So we had to bake. I mean, she trained me, and then I had to time myself. So yun, even our kitchen manager, she trained me to be very efficient. If you can see in like when I'm making the ube halea in one hand, I'm making another filling in the other hand. Yeah. So I'm like mixing at the same time. So yun po. I just recognize their strengths.
Yeah.
At the same time, we know each other's weaknesses too.
Correct.
We know if one is feeling stressed or behind or, And I think that's what made it even more so magical. Because we were very in tune with each other.
Plus katrabaho mo na dito sa bakery mo eh.
Opo.
Nakakatuwa doon sa design ninyo yung banderitos, yung banderitas. Wow, sino nakaisip nun?
It was all part of the concept. Because of course you think of like Filipino Christmas, it's very festive, it's bright colors. So I'm like, okay, why did we make it blue, red, yellow, Filipino flag? It's colors that we recognize. And po, it had to be there.
Local, magandang ginawa yung local siya, incorporate yung ng Canada, which is very good. Your experience dun sa show, how does it change you?
It's made me I value time.
Correct, yeah.
A lot. Of course, in the bakery, it's the production as well. But more so after the show, I'm like, oh, wow, we could make this more efficient. How can we make this more efficient? How can, at the same time, I appreciated our staff members.
Correct.
Like it opened our eyes to like, oh, her strengths are this and her strengths are this. And this will only work if Baker A works with Baker B because they're a good team, And also there's so many opportunities out there. Never in a million dreams did I think that I would be on Food Network. So after the show, I'm like, wow, there's actually a lot of opportunities out there. And we just,
Hindi mo nararamdaman, but after the show, it matures you so much.
Yeah, it really does. It really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from that show, what did you learn most?
I learned that that my ideas are nothing, that they are valuable. I learned that I could be creative. I could express myself as an artist through cake. I remember during judging, even like the floor director came down. There's director of photography. There's so many people that I feel like they're the bosses. I feel like this. They were very well dressed. They came down and they congratulated me for thinking of something so out of the box that they didn't expect it. And even the producer was telling me like every detail of the cake was so well thought out that if one piece was missing, it wouldn't be a whole.
Correct.
That's how I am. Like I really think of things very carefully, and I make sure like it has to mean something. It's not just like I made a cake for nothing. So that's exactly how we make cakes at the bakery. Everything is made with love, with thought, with care. That's that's what I love.
Yeah, because you're so passionate
Yes
with this
po.
one.
Yeah.
And I see, nakita ko din sa show, plus I can see, palagi naman ako suki.
Yeah, I know. You're always there.
Masarap talaga. Masarap talaga yung cake. And by doing this, kailan ka nag-start? Knowing your talent, that you have these ones and everything.
When I started helping my mom po sa bakery, so mga 10 years ago po, yun po.
And you're just 20 today?
I'm 32.
You started from the 20s. Yeah, early 20s.
Early 20s.
Then you went for school.
Yes po. My mom sent me to school.
Wow, nakaka-proud naman Ate Jen. Thank you so much. Meron tayong ganito. Again, I could ask you this question. So, it affected so much in your life, this show. Then, this is sila puso mo. Then, it went out sa bakery. For sure, lahat po yung nangyari sa'yo, na-experience rin nila indirectly.
Yes.
So, you show your love, lahat doon.
Yes.
Nagbago.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And even like after the win, the staff was so proud because everybody was part of the process. Everybody was, of course, we're all a team at the bakery. Even if it was just 3 of us that were sent out there, yung feeling that they were also part of that win, that was very special to us. Yeah. Yeah. And I know they're very proud talaga.
Hindi lang sila. The whole Canada is so proud of you. Ako'y naiiyak po, nakaka-stars talaga. And what you love most about sa ginagawa mo ngayon, right? So, sa baking.
Yeah.
And how did you feel when they announced you the big winner?
Oh my gosh. So surprised. When I remember when I was doing the interviews after the competition. At the same time, another team was being judged. I just hear a boom, and then the judges go woo, and then a bang, and a woo, and I'm like, wow, shoot, baka super bongga yung cake na judge. How come I didn't have that reaction when I was when they were critiquing my cake? And then the producer, are you okay? I said, hold on, I just have to hold my thought. After that moment, I'm like, shoot, baka wala na. No chance. Because that reaction, the whole studio heard it. So I'm like, okay, I accepted na it's not going to happen. There's no way we're going to win. And then they even made it super suspenseful when they announced it because the host repeated it 3 times and the big winner is, and then he repeated it again. I'm like, just say it, please. And when they said Team Jingle Bakes, it took a while to register. And I hear Geraldine screaming, and then Ate Erica's, I'm like, oh my God, we actually won. OMG, all of that, 1, pagod.
Yes.
2, effort, nerves, etc. Tapos, and then there was that validation, oh my God, we actually won? Talaga?
It took how many seconds bago nag-sink in?
What? And you could see in the when they announced it on TV, someone sent me a screenshot of my reaction. I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting that.
Pero syempre hindi ka nakatulog that night.
No, hindi. Because all we could do was talk about what happened.
Ulit-ulit.
Yeah.
Yung nagkagandahan yan, no?
Yeah, opo.
The following day,
Yeah.
feel mo na siya.
Parang, oh my God, guys, we actually won. Talaga? It's very surreal.
How's the reception when you come home?
It was, well, of course, we filmed it a year prior, so we couldn't say anything. Pati sa staff.
Iba.
Yeah.
Napanood ko yung video nun eh.
Yeah. And then when they were able to watch and like, you know, everybody saw na we won, it was one, very overwhelming. I'd never felt that before. Now all the attention was like,
Yeah.
and everyone's congratulating it. And actually I had just given birth that same evening. So I didn't have my phone with me until we were in the recovery room na. Ang daming messages, ang daming congratulations, ang daming, not only just from the Sugar Blooms account, but by personal text messages, email. It was very, very overwhelming.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah. Super. Even like it like lasted a couple of days.
Yeah.
That's okay, fine. I'm gonna reply to each one. Ganun po. It was nakaka-proud po.
So hindi na super. Super proud.
We're very, very proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all we wanted was to represent.
Yeah.
Represent Winnipeg. We're the first team to be asked to be on the show. Two, we're representing being Asian. You don't see many Asians on a mainstream media, especially Food Network. So that was very important to us as well. How can we, you know, represent our of course Filipino roots? Yan po.
The first Filipino.
Yes po.
Yan. The first
So we
Filipino.
featured a Filipino cake and a Filipino flavored cake, and you know, Ron Ben Israel ate my cake. And he sang me a song because of how much he loved the cake. That was a very special moment too. Yeah.
Yung flavor na balik na sa flavor of cake. Bakit ube makapuno?
I felt that it would best fit the theme, Filipino Christmas. Ube is the first thing you think of. And that's, you know, that's our
specialty
at the bakery. Yes po. Yeah, we really wanted to feature, and we knew that we would win in that aspect, the taste po. It's something different. They've never seen it before. They probably have tasted it, but they've never tasted our ube makapuno cake. So in that aspect, we were very confident already. Yeah.
Then yung material, yun, off the air na kwento natin. Yung materials pa ng ube makapuno. Paano mo siya shinye? Paano mo siya...
Well, they asked us what ingredients that we needed, etc. So we provided them the list. The only thing that they couldn't find was the frozen ube that we used. So they made it the exception for me to bring that into the studio. But everything else they provided po. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Last, describe as the kitchen. Yung kitchen kanina. I'm so excited dyan sa kitchen ng ano.
It's smaller than it looks on TV. It's actually quite small. We were placed in the middle, which we felt was a disadvantage because we had to cut through each kitchen to get to one side to get through the coolers, the other side to get through the back end of the kitchen, which was where the big like walk-in cooler was. So I don't know why they put us there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because we're younger, we could like run through. But it was, that was another like challenge because it's not our kitchen. So we're not familiar where things are placed. Like I had to find where one ingredient was, you know. But yeah, it's smaller than it looks. We had to really be efficient in that compact space. Yeah. Yeah.
I was telling Nikki this off the air kanina where we're chatting. This legacy is forever.
Yeah.
No, it's for Filipinos. They're so proud. Taga Winnipeg ka. Grabe. Sabi ko, parang nakatattoo na yan. You know?
Opo.
I get last 4 questions for you. If you could bake one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cheesecake.
Bakit cheesecake?
One, it's my husband's favorite dessert. So
favorite ko rin.
Really? So I really had to learn how to perfect it because that's his favorite. 2, my cheesecake is so good. You have to try it. And I only make it during like special holidays, so like Mother's Day, Christmas. And I have to be in the mood to do it.
Okay.
Kasi papalpak eh.
Pag wala sa
Yeah.
mood. Totoo yun.
Yeah.
Parang
You
nagluluto
need
ka
to
rin
be in the,
eh.
yeah. If I'm not in the mood, if I don't feel like doing it, doesn't turn out the way it should.
Okay.
Yeah.
O-order kami pag birthday ng isang ano natin.
Apo.
Yung may-ari ng AIM World.
Sige po.
Siya, si Mabel.
Okay. Good plan.
Okay, so cheesecake siya. Okay. And before we wrap up, we would like to thank some of our partners. AIM World Canada, Climacosa Enterprise Incorporation, 204 Neighborhood Watch, Casares Law Office, Punsalan Law Office, ang haba nito, Ricky.
That's okay.
Angelica's Food House, Kuya's Food, 204 Healthcare and Staffing Services, Greatway Financial, Denny Nangan and Rodel Olesco, Carmen Hernandez and Manit Hasal, Liberty Ferrer, Beth Olesco of Finest Mortgage, Marie Mallari of Sugar Blooms, Enter Canada Immigration Services, and Aldous Guzman of Chapelon and Funeral Home, of course. Last 3 questions. Any plans for 2023?
We're expanding our team at the moment because we want to expand the business too.
That's good.
So we're looking to ship out our products, and of course we need the manpower to do so. So that's our goal for this year po. To
Exciting
expand.
yan.
Yeah, I hope it goes through. It's a lot of work.
Nakikita ko na. Marinig pa lang yung pangalan mo. Sugar Bloom. Sold na.
I hope so.
For sure. Guaranteed yan. Guaranteed yan.
Yun po.
And last 2 questions. What is your message to the young aspiring bakers or na gustong sundin yung path na dinaanan mo, your dreams that you have?
I would say, 1, never stop learning. Always perfect your craft. When I'm home from the bakery, even if I'm super tired, I'm still on my phone. Like, oh wow, I could do that better. How can I do this better? You know, or I'm researching like, how can I improve this, or and you have to practice really. Dude, don't be afraid to dream big.
Correct.
Never ever, like, your ideas they're always worth something. And 3, take the chance.
That's the bottom line.
Take the chance. Take the plunge, because you never know what would happen. Like when I was telling my husband, like, oh, should I do the show? Like, the first thing he said to me was, why wouldn't you? You need to do the show. And I said, but what if I'm not good enough? How would you know? You haven't done it yet.
Correct. It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
So we did the show.
You did the show. And tingnan mo naman po lang yung nangyari. The grand champion is here. Right? So, you never know. Just take the chance, take the plunge,
Yeah.
take a deep swim, kahit hindi mo lumangoy, at least
Yeah.
you tried.
And if you fail, you can always try again.
At least, yeah, there you go. At least
And then
you tried.
you know what to improve. You know what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kahit sa buhay natin.
Yeah.
Keep trying, keep
Yeah.
pushing.
Yeah.
Pag nadapa tayo, again, tayo ulit tayo.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Last question. Will you do it again?
Yeah, I would do it again.
All right.
I would do it again.
Inform me lang po kami. Okay, Nix, invite them to Sugar Blooms, how they can contact you, Instagram, Facebook,
Yes.
call, everything. Yes.
We're located on 1020 McPhillips, right next to Young. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram if you want to watch our cool reels of decorating cakes. We are on TikTok. We do TikTok dances with our staff as well from time to time. Yeah.
Yun yung uso ngayon, Reels.
Reels.
Yeah, Reels yung uso.
It's hard to do. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Narinig ko kahapon yun pero
Reels.
tinatry ko explore. Again, what's the number?
204-633-8212, or you could text your orders 204-612-1532. Everything is on our website, sugarblooms&cakes.com.
Ayun po. Ilalagay ko rin po sa description yan sa ating YouTube video.
Yay!
And again, thank you so much,
Thank
Nix,
you,
for your
Kuya.
time.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Yay!
As it said, kung may problema po kayo or any comments or suggestions, i-text nyo lang po sa amin. Then kung gusto nyo pong ma-avail po yung ating services, pwede kayong pumunta dito sa 899 Action Center. Libre po ito. to promote your products and services. Again,
Wow.
kung may problema kayo, may solusyon kami. Salamat po, Aldous Guzman.